Do you believe that you have an uncontested divorce? Well, what is an uncontested divorce? An uncontested divorce is when two divorcing parties, the spouses if you will, have reached a consensus, an agreement that is in writing as to all the issues in their divorce. All financial issues, property issues, parental issues, all agreed to in writing. Many people come to me indicating that they believe they have an uncontested divorce. However, when I sit down with them and I talk to them about the issues in their case, I find that the devil's in the details. Oftentimes, many important issues they have not reached an agreement on, and oftentimes they do not have a written agreement in hand. In such a situation, it is not an uncontested divorce. It only becomes an uncontested divorce once the agreement is made and both parties freely, voluntarily, and knowingly sign the agreement. So if you don't have an uncontested divorce, how can we try to get you to an uncontested divorce? It first starts with sitting down with you and discussing how you want to resolve your case. Talking to you about all of the important issues in the case, perhaps even issues you haven't even thought of, and trying to find out how you want those resolved. Once we do that, then we can draw up a marital settlement agreement that encompasses how you want to resolve the case. The other key to having or getting you to an uncontested divorce is that the other spouse must be willing to negotiate, must be willing to talk about all of these various different issues that must be resolved. If we have a willing other spouse, then once we draw up a settlement agreement that's based upon your desires on how you want your case resolved, we can send that settlement agreement to the other spouse for them to review. If they agree with what we have written in the marital settlement agreement, then they can come into our office and execute or sign the agreement, finalizing the agreement. If there are some issues that they don't agree with, then, again, if they're willing, we can engage in negotiations to discuss the differences to see if those differences can be ironed out. If they can, and we get to an agreement that everyone can live with, we get it signed, and then we have an uncontested divorce. Once we have that signed agreement, we can file it with the court along with a petition for dissolution of marriage. We must then wait 20 days in order to go to a final hearing. Once that 20 days has passed, we can go to a final hearing, asking the court and getting the court to sign off on the marital settlement agreement, ordering both of the parties to comply with the agreement. Let's sit down in my office and talk about your divorce situation, how you want to resolve your case. Let's talk about whether you do or don't have an uncontested divorce, and how we might be able to get you to an uncontested divorce if that's possible.